We began this journey as a friendly adventure. Again, if you're following me, the previous sharing of my experiences, a friendly adventure indeed continued and ended with the climax, cinematic, dramatic ending to this segment of the series. So stay with me as I share what my witness within shared, experienced, witnessed, perceived, and now giving it as a gift. The trip was cut short because it was not necessary for me to continue staying. Both good and evil are happening at the same time, in the same body, in the same mind. That is what this whole war was all about. The entire life journey is a struggle to keep up with your goodness, with your choices of a dharmic intention, righteous intention, and to exhibit your goodness no matter what. I loved my family very, very much. I gave myself physically, mentally, while experiencing my own struggles, my own life. It's a very, very intense, very compact, jam-packed journey, a roller coaster ride, no space, one after the other. And one thing would lead to the other, one goodness would pile up, leading to the next good experience. And the other parallel line of their oppression and their attacks, if I may. It's a friction. That is how good becomes really, really good in the presence of that energy. It's an energy. When we carry it, we have a little bit of connection with that. So it thinks that it can connect with it, right? If the plug goes in, if it's a plug-in and we're accepting it, then you're connected. Both the devices are connected. I have been aware from very early on that I need some kind of a separation from this energy. I don't like it. It's not good, doesn't feel good. But we're being cleansed here and we're being recycled here. So you also have a very strong presence, a very strong sense of somebody holding your hand, leading your way, guiding you, and creating a beautiful life that runs parallel to all these other nonsense that's happening. So you're aware of that and you keep focused on your life and that's what I've been doing. I've been focusing on my life, my path, and my journey with that voice, hearing it, obeying it. So this is kind of like a ending, tying the knot, and because you feel it in all your being. And before I started the journey, like I said, you already know how it's going to end. If you have a little bit of intelligence and you're tracking it well and your mind's working good, You know how it's going to end. So I was open, although I didn't have any big plans. It's what's called, being in God's economy, being with God's will for your life. That means you're not planning anything. You know it's happening. You don't have any control over it. So you surrender and you walk that path. We've talked about this before. And there is no fear. So this is basically it's not even a conflict. It's just a game of the energies of fear, and then from that fear you start to plan your own life. You start to collect things, which is normal. That's what a normal human being does, and they have absolutely no relationship with God except keeping him outside on a picture or a thing and worshiping him. Although that's all good, that's a state of mind that certain energies are, because like I said, it's an accumulative energy. You make a choice and then you face the consequences, and one thing leads to the other, and that's what you become. Yeah, it's intense. And even if one choice is wrong or bad, you have to start all over again, because you fall down into the pit and you have to climb up the ladder all over again. But that's fine, done it many times, and you only get good practice. And no matter what, he never lets you go. Never, ever. He's always there. So long story short, after I shared the experiences over there in Coimbatore, being with my mom, I was just observing, watching, and there was no need for me to go there, spend money, but it all happened because there is a certain collective energy that needs to be processed in some way. You have to live it out, right? You have to let it out. So let it play out its role, and that is how he removes chunks of accumulated energies and cleansing. If it is stuck somewhere, a perfect act of healing and releasing you from that karmic bondage, if that makes sense. Freeing you from that nagging energy that is always, there to poke at you, pull at you, drag you down. But we were prepared. So I was prepared. I know their mentality, and it's so far it's never changed, no matter how much you try to. So once you know, there is no deception, there is no fooling around, there is no like making a mistake of oh they have changed, so I'll give in. No, you have to say no every time. Every time you have to say no to that unrighteous, seductive or deceiving trap that separates you from God or love. It hurts, man, it hurts. When you're choosing love, and when you're choosing to give, and when you're choosing to be good all the time, you are absolutely trashed by the world, absolutely dragged down into a state of complete desperate suffering. But you go through with it because you know that you're holding on to God's hand. He's there with you even if you're going through hell. And they never stop. They do the same thing over and over again. It never ever stops, because they are terrified to let go of their self, their ego that they're holding on to. It's the same kind of suffering. I mean, anybody has a chance. I was born into that family, so I inherited that full on. So I'm being saved. Anybody can be. They won't let go. They have taken charge of their own life, so that's their path. The two parallel lines never ever meets, does it? It's math. So after 5 or 6 days of absolute blessings, you listen to my previous talk, I shared, I met a few wonderful people. I had a beautiful experience with the weather, the plants, the thing. That's what I was focused on. So I don't do anything harsh or wrong, or show that my old parts have been polished. I bless the workers, their attenders that are helping my mom. Everybody loved me. But I already knew that they had an intention to bring me there and then put me to work, or treat me like shit and treat me like a slave. That happened. I'm not complaining. I'm just giving you the facts of how it all turned out to be. One thing led to the other, so you have to know the truth. And that's what happened, because the deal was I don't have to do any work, and I have all the facilities there in my room. I just have to go eat and come back and be like a moral support for my mom. And I was open to that because I'm a good person. I like to help people. That's what good people do, right? And I've always loved her, and I've always helped her a lot in life. So I go there. A few days goes by, and she kept up with the word. But then the living condition was so bad. She obviously she lied, because see, they're not meaning to. They're just made up of that energy, lie and deception. Her whole life has been like that, and they freely do that. Freely, they have their people to do it with. She's a good person. She has a good part of her, but it's very, very small. Everything else is just a big baggage of deception, hypocrisy, and you name it. So you don't need to pull it apart on that side, because we're focused here on the good side. We're focused here on what we can do to continue our journey in this life, choosing love, because we are human beings. As a human being, everybody seeks love. It is in our DNA. It's implanted in the seed to experience love. That's why we're here. Through love, we experience life. So after a while, it was so much work, do this, do that, and I was trying to cope. I did a few things. I didn't overstrain myself, because I myself was a handicap. I don't have the stamina to, after I've gone through a lot of biblical proportions of suffering and healing has happened. I wanted to make sure that I can stand on my own and not be a burden myself. So I obeyed all the instructions. She never ever gave me anything at home. The poverty mindset was full on at its best exhibition. I let it go because I know their nature. And so you could actually see the parallel running and piling up and building up at the same time. The bathroom flush was not working, shower was not working, so I had to strain doing bucket bath. I had to pour the water. It's Indian. I couldn't believe it, so I had to express my feelings. Yes, I told her, you promised me that my simple living will be of no thing, but everything is a lie. There's absolutely nothing here that is even simple basic comfort is not there. I am not looking for some big a cheap desire to be fulfilled. That was not there. I adjusted for 5 days. Then she said I don't have to do any work. Then she started making me do work, cooking, this, that, and I said no. So they got offended, and they wanted me, my own mother and brother, they wanted to hire me as her attendant, and they'll pay me money, it seems. So yeah, it's sad, but I knew that I didn't go there for any help or anything. I went there simply because I obeyed the Lord, and it's the right thing to do for any daughter. I went there receiving her divine deception, you may say, to take her blessings, to love her, to do my final part of removing that guilt and the thing inside the heart that I haven't seen her for 10 years. We don't have a relationship. So I did my work. That's all. Even though, like in a chess move, you already know how they're gonna go. They first, use your goodness and try to help you. They offer you help, but when the time comes for them to keep their word, they draw back and they start to press you, and they start to show their true nature. It's just never changed. It's the same thing. It's not rocket science. But what they cannot understand is what's happening on this side, the magical coming together of people, angels being there to help you to rise up. They can never see that. And even if we share the story, this happened, they will say, no, you lied, because see, their mindset is like that. They come from that mindset of lies and deception. So everything they see, everything they perceive will be from that place. And it's all full of lies. So even if you say, no, it's not true, this is what happened, they don't have, so it's insanity. So then, but there was nothing that happened that used to happen before. I had disconnected from all that. So like I said, I did my divine deception, I got my way, helped her, helped the people around, and then I was ready to leave because it was not necessary. My presence was not necessary there. There was nothing going on. It was just the same old thing, creating situations to guilt trip me or hurt me. It hurts because that's what happens when good people are, innocence. When innocence is betrayed, it gets hurt. So I kept my cool, kept going, and I said that's fine. So because I didn't bow down to their slavery mentality, I was asked to leave again, and I was also prepared to leave. They didn't do anything. Understand that I was very tight with the Lord's word, and I was going on a journey, and I knew when it was going to end. If we don't follow that, because it's war, it's warfare, energetic warfare, we don't follow that right away, something else might have been prepared for me to have a more drastic ending. So I knew the energy, I could feel it, I could sense it, and the word was leave now. So we booked a car right away, packed everything, I kept my cool, and it was moving. It started moving. I found a car, I found a driver, and there was little details which I'll get to it. I'll explain how the mindset works and how one needs to be if you want to be perfect on that line of proper thinking by me. No, go on this day, go on that day, and all kinds of nonsensical excuses. No, I want the normal driver wanted to take me, so go. So if I had to bend for other people's personal convenience, then that is also falling for their trap. God has said, leave, move, you have to just keep going. And you could see that it's happening. It was happening. They didn't have any strong hold on this path. So it was a big relief, took some blessings. I got a small little gift, which also double-minded. I made sure that she was okay to pay for the car, which worked out quite well. And I left Coimbatore on the 27th at about 11:30. The timing and the space is what this work is all about. You have that time, you have that space, and you have a mind, and you have a choice to make, and you do that because it is a matter of the soul's dignity here. It is a matter of the heart's righteous place. It is a matter of the mind's sanity to make the right choice, not because somebody else is oppressing you, not because I've done, like I said, I've done that because I had no choice then. Later, when God shows you that He is separating you from all that and freeing you, your soul's being freed from all that, and all that will remain as love and goodness, then that is what you have to do. Even if it looks like you're suffering, even if it looks like you're hurting and it's bad and sad and mad, you have to track the truth of your experience. That's what's important. And He saves you every time. He brings you out of it every time. So then your relationship with God becomes more and more and more deep and more profound, more beautiful, and it radiates through your body, your mind, your behavior, your actions, everything. So we set out, and even if it looks like I said, something wrong has happened, or what they would perceive it as, I made a rash decision, this and that. No, but everything was going very, very smooth. Like I said, if it's happening, you don't have any control over it. You have to just let it go with it, just flow with it. So I could sense that there is an energy that's trying to trap me. I would have just exploded. It could have been a disaster to all this work we have done, all this time. Anyway, it was like like a final exam. Anyway, I think I did not fail. I know I did not fail. So we started the journey, and turns out that particular driver had his own mindset and his own path that he's going in his a crazy life, and I put up with it. They were nice people. He had brought his wife and some other people. He said, I have to drop them on the way. They're going to a temple, this, that. So I said, okay for everything, because all I wanted to do was leave and come back home with the little money that I had. So I was very grateful. I went there as a blessing. I went there to receive a blessing. God provided that. There was no big emotional family drama or nonsense going on. At least from my side, that did not happen. And I had, before I had given a beautiful talk, there was a poem that came out for my mom in Tamil. It was so beautiful. I'm not a poet, but it came out so beautiful that no matter what, a mother has given you life and food and clothing, and she's taught you how to be strong in life. So all the good things that she has exhibited, I wrote it down. It was a 5-hour churning of this word that came out. It was a beautiful experience. So I had written it down in a paper, and I had blessed her the first day. So there is no enmity here. There's no regret at all. It is just an act of a completion of the work. No corners are cut. A very deep cleansing, a very clear understanding of the journey, beginning and ending. So I said, no problem, you can do whatever you want with your family, because again, I'm a good person. I don't want to be he's already got the people in his car and he's already planned it. So I went along with it. He didn't have any problems with it. But that was the beginning of a detour, or not a smooth journey like how it was when I left from here, how smooth it was. So I could see that, and then I prepared myself to face it and receive God's grace and energy throughout my journey, and I was prepared. So it was the last bit of all that insane energy just processing itself out, using the driver and his family also as a tool to let it out. So whatever, he went here, he went there, he had to drop these people. They were nice, very sweet. I kept my presence and cool, and then we started our journey. And then throughout the journey, there were obstacles with his phone, the Google not working, and he was that was his mindset. And he got blessed. They didn't have kids. They have a problem. He's never been to this place, Puttaparthi. He's never experienced well, this side he's coming here for the first time. So all the signs were there where he was receiving some kind of a energetic blessing from me, because I am blessed. I'm a blessed being. So that's what was happening, and there was nothing else happening. But his mindset was so crazy that it was just piling up, building up, building up. Although I kept my cool, I went along. Like I said, I played along. It was all for good, because every time some obstacle came, it turned out that something good had to happen. Like I said, both were happening at the same time. So I had to help him with the Google. It was not starting, so I had to help him with the phone, and it was hectic. Had to keep the journey going. So my intervention was magnified and very profoundly helpful to keep going. So we kept pushing with all these obstacles, all these energies that was blocking us. I had to just push it away, and it was working, because God was helping me. And I was seeing all these signs. Happy journey, wish you a happy journey. Then I saw some Royal Enfield, the 2-3 motorbikes. My husband has a Royal Enfield. Then beautiful signs. I was seeing John Deere. I had ordered some dress to wear over there. I didn't take much stuff. Even that was a lie. I said, no, I have all dresses and everything here. I look inside, there is nothing there. So I thought, okay, if I'm going to live here, I have to make my life comfortable. So I had ordered some stuff. She didn't like that. I didn't have anything, like even to dry clothes. So I had ordered some stuff. All that came. I had given them a couple of gifts. The servant lady who was cooking for her didn't even have a good knife to cook for her. It was crazy, and the whole kitchen was filled with cockroaches. If you're following me, you know what I'm talking about, because I had the cockroach attack here in my house. So it was so hilarious that it followed me even there. Way worse, 10-15 times worse, everywhere in the kitchen. They were locked up, and they were saying that, oh, we did everything to clean it up. But I did clean up the couch. I did a little bit of help and work, overloaded myself just to breathe in there. All the windows were closed. I couldn't even breathe, and it was crazy. Anyway, that's the past. So I had to return those stuff or cancel them. So one of them got cancelled, one of them didn't get cancelled, so that was keeping. So I had to keep my mind very, very sharp. There was a lot of warfare going on at a lot of different places, and a lot of multitasking was going on. But I did it on the way in my car. I could also cancel it, because sometimes I think the it has to be shipped in order to be cancelled. So once it got shipped, that happened on my way in the car. Then I cancelled it. That was a great success, because I didn't want it to go there to my mom's place, and then she has to pay, because that particular item I had opted for pay on delivery. So again, the money problem will come. See, so God released that. He made that happen. That was a big success. And then on my way, I saw some memories can't be replaced. Beautiful. I saw that sign, and then I saw a sign, your success starts here. Little things like that. The driver was crazy to have tea somewhere on the way. So somehow we found a tea place. So he had the tea, and I had to go to the bathroom, but the bathroom was blocked. I mean, one after the other. It was just, you can tell from the energy and the description and the clear understanding and my clear mindset that was tracking all this, how beautifully it was all placed for me to succeed in this. But I didn't give up. I said, is it goable? I mean, I can just go. And I said, no, it's completely blocked. Then they changed their mind and said, there's another one down there, some hidden toilet, you can go and come. It was a miracle, it just manifested. So I went and came. By the time they were closing the gate because it was night time. God bless the driver. I don't have any enmity between him and I did bless him and his wife. I prayed that, well, if it is in your karma, you will have a child, because that's what their worry was, that it's been a long time and they don't have children. So I was sharing my wisdom as best as I could. And he did stop somewhere in the middle to have some nice tea. So because see, I didn't want to eat. There was this food demon. We call this a food demon. It was coming from there, from Coimbatore. The whole place, the whole people, they are being deceived there with this money thing. Everybody has money, so that's not a problem. But they're giving very, very good food, healthy food. But that kind of food only suits 50 to 60. After 60, then you have your own problems. You can eat spice, this, that. So like my mom, then she started cooking on her own. She never eats there. Then that's an extra work. The place is beautiful, but the path that they have to walk, they are made of some design tiles, and it's not even convenient to walk around. You can trip and fall. Most of the tiles are broken. Little things like that. And there's steps, and there's high raised. This is my opinion about. I'm not judging, but it's just my observation of how they have built the building. The engineering is good, but not keeping in mind the practicality of old people, or what handicaps they might have in their body, climbing steps or making them do exercises, pushing them to do this. I mean, all that was just nonsensical. There was no peace at all. Everybody was looked very sad and very depressed, and all they liked was the food there. So God bless my brother, he fed me, so God bless him, he got that. I even told my mother, don't ask me for money later for this food. So I can't do it. They calculate. Later on they will attack you with that kind of mindset. It's a random throwing of arrows. So it's not even a fair game actually. Who wants to play a game with cheaters, right? You don't want to play a game with cheaters or who can't keep their word up. I have stopped doing that long back. So like I said, this was just a very conscious finishing of some things are dead, and you just have to turn back and walk around. So we call this the food demon. Even my mother, she eating and eating and eating, and she was huge, her body was so big, and anything can happen. But I could see how God's helping her keep up her soul's dignity, and her last journey is guaranteed. God has promised her that. He helps, he doesn't see whether you're good or bad. If your soul is desiring to reach a destination, he takes you through that. Whether we are able to see somebody help or not. I personally, just being a small little human being, I have experienced that. You help them, but they don't see it. But you help anyway, because we're not helping expecting them to see it or expecting them to give something back. You help because you have a nature to help. And you're a good person. It's just that simple. So that energy carried, everybody just talks about food all the time, and it's crazy energy. Even that's an addictive energy. You just give as much as you want for the body, and then you move on. There's nothing more to it. Because sometimes if the mind is thinking you're hungry, but you're not. If you know you've just eaten, then you just wait for some time and then feed it again. There is a way to deal with these crazy energies that we inherited, that keeps pushing us, demanding, it's rebellious. But you don't fall for it. You treat it like a child. You treat it like lovingly, and then it starts to tame down, and start to come together with the practical need. And then we don't accumulate diseases or any other problems because of that. So anyway, the driver was completely possessed with that food, and I don't know what was going on with them. So I couldn't understand their Tamil that well. So there was communication problem. I had to deal with so many things. I don't know, they were saying they were fasting for some festival, Murugas thing, I don't know, something. So he was going crazy. Like I said, they don't tell the truth of what's happening. Even with the money thing, I only got 17,000 from my mom to pay for the driver. Even that he kept, like rounding off. No, no, it's okay. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. And he never told me the price. So there was a lot of deceiving energies, even with the driver, which I was not aware in the detail, but I just sensed it. So I was just dealing with it. He had some snack and he was trying to force me. I said, no, I do. I have my, way to eat and thing. I'm fine. I just had the tea. Thanked him. He had something. But the whole time he was like, hungry, I want to eat it. I said, just stop anywhere and eat. It's up to you. Then we went on, we moved on, came back to on the way, because it's first time, he's dependent on the Google. So I could just see that energy being so insane, having absolutely no control, pushing him around. He's a good driver, good man, but he was dependent on the phone. He didn't even have headphones. He was looking at it. He was dependent on the Google. The Google was not starting, so he was getting panicked. So I had to help him calm down, help it out. Oh, it was insane. Anyway, he kept getting lost on the road. He kept going different directions and we had to come back. So we lost a lot of time. And then he was on the phone with some other driver who doesn't even know where he is, what he's doing, calling him on the phone. So you see, the mind was jam-packed with no space to think and do the right thing, which I was doing it for him and for me, because all I wanted to do was come back home safe. Oh, bless this lady, flower lady, that's desperately selling her flowers. You bear with me. Her voice can reach all the way to America. Anyway, so the insane energy was following us in some crazy ways, but very, very obvious, because I think exactly what happened was I tricked them. Even before leaving, I was telling my husband, I think this is a trap for me. Either I'm going to be destroyed in her house or I'm going to be destroyed on the way with a car accident or something. I just mentioned it. Not that I was negative or intuitive. But like I said, you already know how the warfare is going to go. So you're just prepared, So many times I have died and come back alive, and there was no fear. And like I said, I was maintaining my connection with God and my prayer life, and I was being cool. Not one time I got mad at him or yelled or anything like that, although he was doing all that. So we came to Hosur Road and there was traffic and he started to get panicked because he hasn't eaten now. He wouldn't stop anywhere. He was just trying to find directions. He would go in the wrong way and then the Google would say going the wrong way, then he would come back. But in highways, it's difficult. Once you go in the wrong way, you have to keep going and then you have to come back, turn around, and all kinds of detours, all kinds of road constructions was going on. So we had to take detours. It was quite a journey back. It began with a friendly journey, but it started to show signs of a very cinematic, dramatic ending. So it kept piling up. My prayer piled up. That energy was getting piled up. Then finally, we completely lost. We got completely lost. And then I said, just stop somewhere, because my mind was just crazy. Now it was like, after 10:30 in the night. And we were really, really hungry. And the place near Bagepalli is a good restaurant called Samras. And we thought, okay, we'll eat there on our way. Because if everything went well, that's what this whole talk is all about, not gossiping about my story or my intense journey. This is about when two people are working together, their minds have to be in tune. Otherwise, even if one person is, throwing in darts of negative energies, then it gets affected. So even if one person is doing the work, it could work out. And that depends on which one is stronger or the other, right? So I did dominate when I could in order to push through. So now I just let go of my desire of eating in that good restaurant. On the way back, he just stopped somewhere because we had got lost and stopped somewhere. There was a restaurant. He was almost closing. I said, no, let's eat here. I know, I didn't know why I came there. I just walked in. My head was dizzy, and the journey was intense, and I didn't lose it though my mind was awake and aware. So I made the call. I made the decision. There was a friendly family sitting and eating. I said, please help the driver to get me home safe, and he was very, very kind. God bless him. Help the driver where we are at, and start again all the way all over again with the Google to go back home. So everything worked out. It was good that we stopped in that place. See, what I'm trying to say is, even if something bad is happening, God will insert angels and places where He is trying to soothe that painful experience, and He would guide you and He would bring you out. That's what was happening throughout the journey. So we finished eating there, and then we started our last laps. We had to take a roundabout U-turn and then come back. And I stopped talking to the driver from then, because I said, this is, how am I supposed to know as a customer sitting there behind? You trust the driver that he knows that I should fix it on the road, because it's all kinds of roads. I'm not a driver. How the hell am I supposed to know if it's right or wrong? So him being dependent on me was just draining me out. It was crazy. Anyway, we got back on the road. By this time, it was getting really, really late, and we came almost close. Success after success after every corner where he went lost, and we came back on the right road. I was saying hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, one thing led to the other, and we came near my house. It was like 20 minutes away from my home. We were 20 minutes from my home, since their original plan did not work, because the original plan was, certainly now I know, was to kill me. Because if I had obeyed their instructions or their date and their driver and their thing, I would have definitely, it would have definitely gone into some other route, and even God could not have saved me, because that one moment of choice I had to make to listen to God's voice was my priority. And I did, even though from the worldly sense people would perceive it in a different way. You have to be in the same state of mind as mine for you to understand my story, because I'm not here to argue about why it went wrong, or this could have happened or that could have happened. It's happening. So while it's happening, you only think about that, and then after it happens, you don't go into reflective state of, oh, you could have done this, you could have done that. That is also wrong, because you don't have any control over it. So there's no wastage of energy talking about all that. 20 minutes to my hometown. I was half asleep. I was praying, precious Lord, take my hand and lead me home. Precious Lord, take my hand and lead me home. Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me home. Boom, 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 boom. There was a big pile of mud on the road. Somehow, just halfway coming into the road, I don't know exactly what happened, but they found a workaround, exactly like how God was doing. If every obstacle you have, He has a workaround to lift you up, to bring you out, to not have an untimely death, but everlasting life. That's what the promise is about, salvation and everlasting life. So He keeps inserting workarounds to bless you with that kind of life. All you have to do is obey and accept it, believing in Him. Who else are we going to believe? So I think this was a workaround from the opposition party, because all their plans didn't work. They inserted a workaround to try to get their point back. So there was a big pile of mud there, and I don't know what happened. The driver lost he couldn't see it from far. He was a good driver, like I said. There was no cones, there was no signs, there was no nothing on the road saying there's a big pile of mud, and he dashed into it. Right when I was praying, precious Lord, take my hand, lead me home. So a couple of seconds of a very supernatural, I don't know what to call it, trans-dimensional energy was happening. I was awake. I was not wearing seatbelt in the back seat. I was, because it was a casual ride. I was not going that fast. You're not thinking that this is going to happen, so I'll wear my seatbelt. No, you're just going with the flow. But anyway, good to wear seatbelts in the back seat also. He put the brake. I braced myself. I told you I have this body work, so I don't know what my body did. I was just screaming and praying, and I don't know what the hell was going to happen. I was prepared. I was prepared to die. I said, okay, they got me. They got me here. They got me here. So then I was just screaming and crying. My body was being thrown back and forth and back and forth. So I had my knee on the front seat, and the entire right side of me was against the right door, holding on. And after a 10-second of this drama and dance, the car came to a halt, and then I broke down. I was just screaming bloody murder because my entire right side was just hurting like hell. I didn't know what had happened. I don't know if there's bloodshed. I don't know. I was just crying and praying that the Lord do something about this, that this is a dead end now here. It's a dead end. Take a breath. I knew I was alive because I didn't know what the car was doing when he put the brake. All I was doing was trying to brace myself. See, the body does its thing to save itself. It's miraculous. I don't know if that car was going, toppling, over rolling. I don't know what was happening. All I know is I was being thrown back and forth in the car. When I came to a halt, I realized my right hand, which was already weak, and I had a lot of shoulder dislocation. Now it was extremely dislocated. So I woke up after I released my cry in pain. I released it. I sat. I realized not one bone was broken. Not one bone was, because if your bones break, it would hurt a lot and the swelling would happen. That didn't happen. Believe it. There was a protective layer around me. Everything just outside the bone was damaged, but nothing happened to any of my bones. I came out just keeping my hand very, very steady. I relocated my shoulder bones because I have a technique to do that. I did it on my own. My shoulders came back in the normal position. I couldn't move it. I couldn't put pressure or I couldn't move it. I just kept it like that. I had my left hand working. Right then, right before this happened, right before I started praying, precious Lord, take me home, I saw a police jeep go by. I just saw it. I wasn't thinking about it. Right then, when the accident happened, the police car stopped, helped us, asked us how she is. She's not dead. Okay, fine. You just call another driver and go back home. So that's the help they did. Then another driver came by, stopped. It happened to be our known driver. God bless him. So angels were already arranged over there because God knew that they're trying again to destroy me. He comes around. Now the driver is completely crazy. He's like, my car, what happened to my car, and he's so selfish. He's only thinking about himself and the car, and he's like, in 20 years this has not happened. I said, the priority is me here. I'm going to move on and you're going to move on your own. This is the dead end here. I cannot help you from here on. You're going to rise up and use your mind and use your friends, and you're going to take help what you need. right? Because I was maxed out. Even then, he's trying to take my help. He said, no, don't worry about money. You give me. I said, no, I want to finish everything now. He took 2,000 rupees extra for the toll, which was not supposed to happen. Now, I've just had an accident, understand? I've just had a trauma. So I had to bring out this one part that wanted to finish the work with him. I paid him off the money. He took extra money from him. And I had to stop him from having any more relationship with me, because I was maxed out. Like I said, I was not angry or anything. I just wanted to, that was a dead end with him. There was no more relationship there that needed to happen. I gave him the money with my left hand. I was working out. Gave him the money. I had some cash. I gave an extra money to his wife. So helpless. Men can be so helpless sometimes. They have to be the one to rise up and help and do, but they start to depend on the woman so much. It's draining for the woman, right? The whole time he was on the phone, dependent on the Google, dependent on somebody else. How about use your own mind? If you're a good driver, you have that talent. That's what that fear does to you. The fear of, even before something wrong happened, oh, I'm doubting that you're doing something wrong, doubting that. It was so beautiful. The whole scenario was beautifully set up for this lesson, for me to share it with you now. Before it happens, you doubt it. We do it with each other all the time. You have to understand the mindset of the other person perfectly for you to be in tune, so you don't blame them, you don't put them down, you don't judge them. How else is the trust going to build? You have to start somewhere, and then we'll see if there is a problem, then we'll work it out, right? Between each other. It's not like one person dominating everything because they know everybody's mindset, and so basically you're trying to be God. No, it doesn't work that way. So anyway, God bless him and his family. Whatever happens to him is his karma now with God. And I finished with that, and I told this driver, please take me home, Prasad. And he transferred my luggage. He was very cool, such a good boy. And I held my hand somehow. It was after 12 now, and all I wanted to do was come back home. I was in extreme pain, yes, but I had no energy to go to the hospital then, because I knew my bones were not broken. So see, every step of the way you have to choose the right thing to do, not go crazy because somebody else is telling you what to do. It's your body. You have the right to make the decision if you can. So God bless his heart, he brought me home and had a little bit of sleep. Then I was working out my way to what I need to do with my body. The entire time, believe me, there was no stress at all, because I know God saved me again. He saved me again. His hand was in it. Nothing happened to the driver, not even a scratch, just a mild problem even with the car. So even he was having his own experience. If he realizes it or not, I don't know. God was blessing him more than me. I'm used to this kind of thing happening in my life all the time. For him, it was all new. Anyway, I took the brunt of the experience, and then that other driver that came sent message to everybody else behind, because he knows his driver that this thing is there, on block is on the road, be careful. And my prayer was that, Lord, may somebody else not be hurt with this. It was crazy. It's real warfare, it's a battlefield and it's real warfare. You don't have to take life too seriously, but you also should not take it for granted. I'm really, really happy to be alive and loving, There's no anger, why did you do this, why did you do that, and people, why didn't you wear a seatbelt, this, that. I said, stop. Nobody knew this was going to happen. Yes, it's good to wear seatbelts behind in the car seat, but nobody does that in India. So even going into that kind of thinking is wrong, or it's useless. There was nothing wrong or right happened. It had to happen, and it happened. There was no control over it. Understand? So we just move on. We don't get stuck in thoughts like that. Otherwise the energies won't release. Yeah, take another big breath. I'm still alive, beautifully smiling, and I know this is the end of that friendly journey. That all the insanity that I had collected from my mother, that food demon, everything. I mean, there was just a chunk of thing that just collectively pressed and possessed me. Just came out of that. You feel kind of free. You're detached from it all. I don't have any strings attached to the world. I can love the world way more better now without any fear. For whatever reason he's kept me alive again, I'll be more grateful. So it's kind of like a build up and a breakthrough. It's happened. The breakthrough has happened. It's released. It's free. And even after I came back home, there was absolutely no pressure. There was no energies that were bothering my mind or nothing. All I wanted to do was something good, something what is best for my body. So the next day, after morning, I thought about it. I called a few people, yes, of course, but they were not available. So then okay, that's not supposed to happen. I'm supposed to do this on my own. You just figure it out, right? One thing is not happening. You see what door is open. I got some advice from the neighbor. They blessed me because it was a shock. It's a shock. The body goes through a big shock. Your entire body goes through this shaking and fear. And it's just it takes some time to overcome the trauma. The ending is very beautiful. So hang in here with me. So I took myself all alone in the auto to the hospital, and there some little logistics happened because this is a place where the hospitals are free, so there's a lot of crowd. So now the auto driver is giving me wrong advices, and again I realize, okay, this is still happening where they're trying to derail me from doing the right thing. So again I had to bring myself back to the center and do what is needful for the body. There's a super specialty hospital. These people advised me to go to the general and then get some initial checkup, and then refer me to the super specialty hospital for the ortho department. So I did that, but they wouldn't let me in. They said I didn't have an attender, I was alone, so they won't let me in. Yeah, some tears were coming out, but I took my time to ask, pray and show me the way to do the right thing. Then I told the auto driver to go on the other side because I'm an old student here. They would let me in, and it went in. But everybody's mindset is so locked up in their fears and telling others what to do and not listening, even if they are at the right mind. They want to derail them into their kind of mindset where you're just scattered, you're randomly making decisions. That's why, see, we have problems. That's why. And nothing is clear. You're not clear about the other person's mindset. You're not clear about your own mindset. You have this, you have that. You want to do, say, service. You have to be dedicated and you have to be there for that person. So, no, I have to go. Now the auto guy lost it. He couldn't take it. He said, I have to go drop my kids. I said, fine, you did a great job. And I let him go. Now I'm in the super specialty hospital not knowing what's going to happen. And then there are, like I said, in this premises, there are volunteers helping in all the places. Nobody really takes a salary for doing, it's called Sevadal, they do service. So one old elderly man who's doing seva there in the super specialty hospital came, took me in a wheelchair. I couldn't walk. I was absolutely devastated. I did stop in one of the bakeries on the way. God, see, everything was prepared. He made me buy some nice delicacies and some bread. So I had that in the morning. If you have the mindset and the space to look, sometimes everything is ordained, prepared, and you're very, very grateful. Oh God, thank God I did that. I'm glad I did that. Because I did that, this is happening good, right? So you have to be aware, you have to be conscious. Being distracted with the world's nonsense is, not advisable. So I just wanted to make sure that no bones are broken. They did some x-rays, now no bones were broken. They gave some medications, pain medication. I don't take medications usually, but even there, it's not a detail that is for waste. This sharing of my experience with doing the right thing for the body, it's an ongoing work. This was an extreme trauma, so it was necessary. Took the medications. I refused to take the painkiller injection, which I did good, because I didn't want to be drugged. I wanted my mind to work correctly. I've borne a lot of pain. This was nothing. So got some medications, got some they bought me some. This man went out and bought. They're giving me instructions to go out and buy this, but how am I supposed to do all this alone? So obviously the man who was helping me with the wheelchair had a cognizant mind, God bless his heart. He could see that I had nobody to help. So he went out and brought the what do you call that? I don't know what it's called, the hand rest. If you have a fracture, you wear that. Arm cast, not a plastic the cast, but just to hold my hand in place, like a bag. And thank God that I got some medicines. Now my money was draining out from my purse. I didn't have money to give, and the man was not taking money. I said, "No, sir, I have to give you the money. I don't want any karma." So I gave him a little money. He was happy with that. He brought me the water bottle. See, what a good man. So he had a chance to use his goodness in a timely manner for me. And all that was finished. And they said, if the pain doesn't stop, then you have to come back after a week for an MRI, whatever. So I came back home. He gave money for the auto to drop me back. And the auto guy said, no, I don't have any cash. I don't have any change. So then the man said, give it back to her. So little small things of kind act, instead of the opposite was happening with my family. The pressing with every 1 rupee or no, I can't do it. It's a choice you make. You choose whether to help or not. And you will get grace. You will get 1,000 times back when you do that one tiny little act of kindness. And you remember them forever in your life, whom God had placed in your life to help. Came back home, and that was that. Took the medicines and I slept good that night. I got an ointment too. My left hand is still working, not 100%, but enough to cope. Didn't think about what's going to happen tomorrow. So that was a dramatic ending to my friendly adventure. I'm still alive, like I said, very, very glad to be alive and loving. And I got a few loving messages from a few friends. It was good enough. And I ordered some food from only one hotel that did and made an exception for me to deliver early, which is again their good nature. You can't be confined to rules and rituals to a point where you're not even able to come out and help somebody, right? You have to be a little bit flexible. You can follow rules and you can follow all that. It's not a computer that that's why we are not into AI and all too much, because you cannot follow the rules. Like even Google and all, yeah, she's showing the directions, but that doesn't know, the phone doesn't know that right now construction is going on. See, it's a difference between real life and something a deduced a reality that is virtual. Some construction is going on the road that Google is not going to tell you. You have to use your mind to work around it, isn't it? You can never depend on a machine to do everything for you. You have to have your mind working mind and heart in working condition. Because that's what the reality is about life and living in your body. You have to be realistic about it. You can't just follow the instructions blindly. You have to track what's happening and then go with it. So one day I took the medicines for one day. I ordered food from this hotel. She said, no, we don't do delivery until 11. I said, please make an exception. We're family friends. I just met with an accident. I need somebody to provide me food. I'm alone here. And they did that. I got a wonderful fruit salad. I ate my porridge and I brought a sandwich. And the previous day I had ordered, after the hospital trip, I had ordered pizza. I was feeding myself well, good comfort food, very happy. Left it at that. Didn't do any other work. I didn't think of anything else. I didn't stress my mind about anything else. I knew it's all going to work out fine. Because see, now I feel so free. Very free, and all the space in the computer is there now to work freely, in the system. And then I was thinking about what am I going to do for shower and all that. Couldn't wear dress, couldn't. But I tell you, dear brothers and sisters, the rate at which my body is recovering is miraculous. They said 1 week, they said 5 days. It's been 2 days and I feel completely normal. It's a true story. I even took a shower yesterday with one hand. I wore my dress, helping myself with one hand. I'm doing the work without straining my right hand and my shoulders. The whole thing was gone. So it's healing at a rate I cannot understand, nor can I convince the science or the doctors. So it's my experience, so I have to go with it. So now I have even stopped the medications. I don't need the painkiller. I don't need 5 days. I thought, let's give it 3 days. At the rate my body is healing and recovering and the cells are just regenerating, it's amazing. It's beautiful. In fact, I'm going to go out and sell the 2 golden bangles that my mom gave and get some money in the bank. My husband's not here, he's out of town. So it's crazy. But if you can, you must. If you can do it, you must. You can't fall for the body. No, I can't do it. No. Nor do you have to push it, which also I have done both ways. See, you fall this way and that way, and you find your center, and then there's the work. All the work there is to maintain it. Simple. Your mind will go here and your mind will go there, but you do have to find a place where your mind is absolutely doing the right thing in the center. I'm not sharing this story as a trauma, this is a story of liberation. This is a story of absolute glory and success, and a God's hand in my story that definitely, certainly has to inspire anyone who's going through any kind of problem or trauma with the body, mind, or the spirit coming together. It's all coming together. That's it. The healing is miraculous. I have the compared to the stress and the strong impact that happened, this is absolutely not proportionate what's happening. In the normal, they would, they would call it a serious accident, but nothing really. Even me coming out of the car, they were shocked, they were surprised that nothing happened to us. It's crazy, God's grace, when it is there in your life, it's there. And you can see it. It's not even unseen angels. These angels are seen. You can see them all around, all over the place. All you have to do is choose that path and obey. So it's all wonderful. It's all an ending, and I'll be looking forward to many more new beginnings after I recuperate. Now I'm just thinking about resting and just doing minimum what I can do for myself. And then now I'll be praying for definitely some kind of an attendant. Now that I've seen how it's done, have some experience now. And it's not hope, we say it's certainty. God will send more people, many more miracles to happen, where my life will now be smooth, no problems. He will send somebody to help me with cooking and cleaning and practical life. You know, it's all going to work out fine. And if you are in a situation like that, hear my word. It is all fine, and you have God's love. Love Him, trust Him, and He will find a way out for you to experience peace and joy, fulfillment, and not live life with that bitterness and anger and fear and all the time finding faults with everybody who's even doing something good. So open your eyes to the goodness around. Open your eyes and heart to the love that is within you. It can do miracles with a good attitude and a good faith, good faith and prayer. It can do wonderful miracles. This is extremes for me. So if He can do it for me, I don't think anybody else is in any different position to receive His grace and love. Receive it, be open, and we will look forward to many more coming together of good hearts and minds. And it's a family of God. The family of God will come together, help each other, experience all kinds of good virtues that a human being has within them, to share and exchange those wonderful energies, be free of all the evil. The path, they have got their chances. Now it's finished. They cannot penetrate this home anymore, body, mind, or the spirit. It's complete. You're full with the Holy Spirit, God's grace and abundant blessings in your life. And even if the obstacles come, we will just go walk through in our own path, and if it's a narrow path, and we will succeed. All journeys have an end. We will reach the destination, alive or dead. So that's my story. A friendly adventure ending with a very dramatic climax. But I know it's all for good, especially because the healing is happening so fast. It's amazingly exciting. I'm very, very grateful. I am all up for it to live happily ever after. Are you with me? Join me. Embrace life with full excitement and a glorious attitude. Not to worry at all. We will all rise up to what is best in us, to the fullness of what we really are, what we call the totality of goodness. Stick to it. Stick to your goodness. Don't be afraid of pain and suffering and traumas or accidents. It will all be handled. It's all being handled. There are people on our side working diligently for us, whether you see it or not. So take care of yourself, as I am going to take care of myself also as best as I can, and move on, and we will look forward to another journey, if it is scheduled, and we will look forward to sharing that too. Take it light. May the love and light shine forth from everyone. You do the work and you will get the result. This has been tried and tested through me. It's a true experience. Nothing was made up here. If I have done anything in my life, it's sticking to my truth and never ever fall for a lie, even if I needed something. If it's not happening in the righteous and truthful way, then you let it go. Don't push it, don't force it. Let it happen in its own time. Thank you, and its space. And we will all eventually come back home to love and light. So be blessed and be the blessing. Take care. Cheers. Bye. And we will see you soon. Much love.